Hey guys, Law with Hollywood First Look, and today we're at a special for your consideration event for our Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Let's take a first look. Godzilla has such a history from 1954 to even now, there's -1, and shows like this in this Monsterverse. I'm wondering if being involved with this universe and the kaiju world has changed your perspective on how you view those other projects in the Godzilla lore.
It's kind of interesting because, one of the things when we were, when this was brought to our attention and had the idea of us playing the same person at different times in his life, it's Godzilla and Kong, and it's like, okay, that can be good or that can be bad. Let's look at this and see what. And we looked at it and we said, well, this could be good. Let's see if we can make it really good. I talked to my sister, Jamie, who has a grandson. He was, I think, 6 or 7, and I learned more in 3 minutes talking to him on the phone than I'd heard from anywhere else, and I started to get very interested in that. And we just recently saw Godzilla -1, which is really an interesting experience because that's a whole different style of acting. Great payoff at the end. But I do think that it was fun to be a part of, really bringing a reality to the Monsterverse.
Absolutely.
And I like that. I didn't want to do, monster MMA. I had no interest. But the story of the people who are dealing with it, in reality, I think that's interesting. Yeah.
I think there's more of like an interest, and I know you said over the years, but watching Godzilla -1, I realized the difference between the portrayals of Godzilla. Oh my God, Godzilla -1, Godzilla looks terrifying. I honestly could barely look at him because it made me feel so icky. Versus in Monarch, I feel like there's something about Godzilla that's kind of charming and sweet, and you kind of see his intention and where he came from, like in his eyes a bit more. Anna always says that he has like puppy eyes, and I think that's true.
I think when you go on the ride, it's a lot of fun. You know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of pressure because I think people care a great deal about this, and it means a lot to them, and you don't want to drop the ball. You don't want to sort of it's tough. I think you want to be able to make a show that pushes them a little bit there, because I think realistically everybody's like, no, we just want to see the fights, but it's like, you got to eat your vegetables, and then you're gonna get, then you can get dessert, and hopefully we have a good balance of both. And I think because to that extent it invites new people into the world that are interested in the dramatic aspects, and then it's just then everybody loves it, and then you get more Monsterverse.
Such a grand production. Obviously you have an amazing cast, but the unsung heroes behind the scenes, who's a department that you would love to shout out for the success of the way the story came together?
Well, there's two. One is casting. Ronna Dress, who's our casting director, who's a legend in this business, incredible. This cast is a gift to a writer, being able to write for these actors. Kurt and Wyatt, obviously, but everybody was incredible. And visual effects. I mean, Sean Conrad and his team. Sean is just such a meticulous craftsman and a perfectionist. We knew going in that this show could not look like, for fans such as yourself, couldn't look like the cheap TV version of the Monsterverse. It had to be feature caliber. It had to hold up to scrutiny, within the budget and the resources we have. And Sean is nothing short of a miracle worker.
It was a very long process, and we looked all over the world for the kids, for Anna, for Ren, Kiersey. So that was a very thorough search. And then the Kurt and Wyatt piece was just a crazy idea that I had. I knew that they wanted to work together, but I didn't know if this was something that they would be interested in. But once they signed on, it really sort of pulled all the pieces together.
It's a big story, it's a lot of characters, and then you make one little change because they get a pushback from the network or something to that effect that doesn't make sense, and the tower of cards starts to fall, their ability to do that. We went to Tokyo, we went to Hawaii, all these guys that made that happen, the line producer, Brad, it's just, there are too many to name, but I assure you that the person you're talking to deserves very little of that credit.
I feel like so much of the mysteries of the Monsterverse have been plumbed. There's so much canon between the feature films and the Toho films. It's I don't feel like in a lot of ways there are tons of mysteries to be unearthed. To me, as a writer working on the show, it's what's next for these people? I mean, very much the first season was Kate and Kentaro discovering each other's existence, going on this mission, this quest, this hero's journey to find their father. And we used to say this in the writers' room. Our North Star was, where's Dad? Where's Dad? Where's Dad? What's the where's Dad of season 2? That's the big question. What's driving these characters forward? What's the new hero's journey?
And any fun updates about season 2? Are you gearing up for that right now?
We are gearing up, and then I've been told we can't say anything else.
Gotcha.